You finally have the perfect game ready and a willing friend or family member that wants to play with you. You boot it up and then suddenly one of your Joy-Con's hidden features activates. Joy-Con drift, the downfall of any gaming session. It's that special time when this happens to your Nintendo Switch Joy-Con. Joy-Con drift appears for some people and others are blessed. It's my least favorite feature of the Switch, but then again, these aren't doing that well either. Drift can completely ruin your gaming experience at the worst of times. There are many different theories as to why Joy-Con drift appears. One of these theories is dust. Some theories include that the contact pads inside the joysticks get worn out, or that the metal pieces at the bottom of the joysticks get warped and needs to be pushed back up. So, after using a can of compressed air, I can confirm that my problem is not dust. I used to simply replace the joysticks in my Joy-Cons with new ones. But since the big no-no happened to the world, getting replacement parts from a certain country can be a drag, or simply not happen.
So today I'm not going to use my last two joysticks. Instead I'm going to try and use a piece of paper to fix these two Joy-Cons.
For this fix, you're going to need a Joy-Con with drift. There is also a screw loose inside my right Joy-Con, so this video might get intense. Next you're going to need a Nintendo Switch to test the Joy-Con. Then you need a prying tool. I prefer this one. But you can also use one like this. Basically anything that can lift your battery without damaging it. Some tweezers. You're going to need a small Phillips head screwdriver. A tri-wing screwdriver to remove the outside screws. And now is probably a good time to confess that you got clickbait and I'm not using paper and instead using a thin piece of cardboard. And finally, you need a Pokemon that knows the move cut. Before trying anything else, you should first confirm that you have drift and try to calibrate your joysticks in the Switch menu. To do this, simply go to the Switch menu, go down to Controllers and Sensors, go to Calibrate Control Sticks like I am doing in the video. And then simply tilt the joystick you need to calibrate. Here you can test for dead zones and see if your control stick can stay still for a second and calibrate it if needed. On my right Joy-Con there was a huge dead zone and the control didn't want to go past the middle. On my left Joy-Con I didn't have much noticeable drift, but there was a slight dead zone when pushing down the Joy-Con.
At this point
not yet.
You're going to start off by using a tri-wing screwdriver to remove the 4 screws located on the back of the Joy-Con. Remember to keep all the screws in a safe place, as they are tiny and can get lost easily.
Fun fact number 1. This video had a lot of silent parts, so I decided to include fun facts.
Next, you're going to use a prong tool to gently separate the back of the shell from the Joy-Con. Don't follow my instructions opening the first Joy-Con, as it is wrong and only worked due to the mystery screw.
Fun fact number 2 is very short,
so follow this clip instead. Use a prong tool to gently separate the shell from the back of a Joy-Con and flip it over, avoiding damage to the ribbon cable. So back to the right Joy-Con. First, gently remove the antenna, remembering its place.
Know your place!
So that you can put it back at the end of the repair. The antenna should pop right out, so be gentle. Next, I'm going to struggle with some tweezers for a minute until I realize that I don't need them. Then you are going to gently lift out the battery using a prong tool while being careful not to damage the battery. You then gently pull out the battery connection, being careful not to break the cables. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, you then remove these 3 screws in order to get the middle piece loose, and remember to put the screws somewhere safe. You then gently lift up the middle piece, being careful not to damage any ribbon cables, and flip it over to expose the joystick.
At this point of the video,
No.
I then find a special piece of plastic inside my Joy-Con. Enters cardboard. But he's no match for my scissor. Cut the cardboard down to a size that fits on the silver metal part of the joystick. Yeah. Place the cardboard on the bottom of the joystick and then flip back the middle cover, being careful to keep the cardboard in place. Screw the 3 Phillips head screws back into their rightful place.
Fun fact number 3. A Nintendo Switch doesn't contain any traditional switches.
Carefully reconnect the antenna and guide it back into place.
Fun fact number 4. You are still able to purchase the Mario 3D All-Stars collection from Nintendo in South Africa 9 months after it has been discontinued.
Reconnect the battery. The connection should pop right back in.
Fun fact number 6. These fun facts aren't that fun after all.
Now due to my camera cutting out, I don't have the footage. But you place the battery back, making sure no cables will get damaged. Place the back of the shell in place and then screw on the back of the Joy-Con. So, onto the left Joy-Con. This one is a bit easier as it does not have an antenna. Use a prong tool to gently separate the back of the shell from the Joy-Con and flip it over, avoiding damage to the ribbon cables. I then realized where the mystery screw I found in the right Joy-Con goes and fix it slightly off camera.
Fun fact number 7. I really hate Superhero Fight Club Reloaded. Fun fact number 8. Batteries aren't edible.
At this point, I want
Stop.
to mention,
So, back to the left Joy-Con. You are going to once again gently lift out the battery using a prong tool while being careful not to damage the battery.
Fun fact number 9. There was no fun fact number 5.
You then gently pull out the battery connection, being careful not to break the cables. You then use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the 3 screws located in different locations than the right Joy-Con. And then gently flip over the middle plastic mold to expose the joystick.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Scizor!
You then proceed to cut the cardboard down to the same size as the piece of metal on the back of a Joy-Con. You then place the cardboard on the back of a joystick and flip over the middle mold to hold it in place. Screw back the Phillips head screws. And then reconnect the battery. Place the battery back the right way. Carefully place the back cover back in place and then bring it home by screwing in the tri-wing screws.
Fun fact number 10. We had a massive storm that took out the area's power after I recorded Fun fact 8, so we didn't have power for 18 hours.
As easy as that. Now, on to testing the Joy-Cons. After testing the left Joy-Con, everything seems to be in working order, and the slight dead zone at the bottom seems to have disappeared. So, I give this one a thumbs up. Upon testing the right Joy-Con,
Fun fact 11. The Nintendo Switch was the first Nintendo console I bought since the Game Boy Micro.
After testing it a bit more and trying to calibrate it, I had to jump back into the Joy-Con and do some searching until I found the fault.
Fun fact number 12. I used to be a massive Sony fanboy, but after the disappointing support of the PS Vita, I broadened my horizons and found other console brands to also enjoy.
So, after years of extensive research and testing, I came to the conclusion that the joystick's ribbon cable doesn't want to connect properly. So I replaced it with another previously drifting joystick to see if I could fix that one.
Fun fact number 13. I lied about the years of research. It took more like 1 day. Fun fact number 14. This is the last fun fact in the video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video for more content in the future. Bonus fun fact. No animals were harmed during the recording of this video.
And the results were 2 perfectly working Joy-Cons with no drift or dead zone. I can finally get back to my game.
No!
So, was I able to fix my Joy-Cons using a piece of cardboard?
It's plausible. At this point I should probably mention that I'm not a trained professional. Do not try this at home, and this video was made for entertainment purposes only. If you do need to fix your Nintendo Switch Joy-Con, rather send it to Nintendo for repairs if you have that option.